Today on CityCast Philly, Chinatown is filled with rich history, culture, and of course, food. From dumplings to duck, this neighborhood has so much to offer. CityCast Philly food contributor and creator of Feeding Time TV on social media, Dave Wes is going to take us on a food tour of his favorite spots in Philly's Chinatown. It's Thursday, February 22nd. I'm Trinina Ree, and here's what Philly's talking about. Dave, welcome back.
Happy to be back.
Okay, let's go on this food tour through Chinatown. First, can you tell us roughly where Chinatown is, in case any of our listeners don't know?
So I would call it Center City. It's roughly between 8th and 11th Street, between Arch and Vine.
Gotcha. Curious, why do you love to eat in this neighborhood?
Because it has all of my favorite foods. It has dumplings, it has duck, it has baked goods, boba tea, ramen. It has everything that a growing boy needs.
How often do you eat in Chinatown?
I would probably say at least once a week.
Ooh, nice. Okay. So, Dave, you're an expert. We're going to break down eating out in Chinatown at different types of places. Let's get into some of your top spots. Let's start with dumplings. Where should we go to get some dumplings?
That's the top of the list. I would say Dim Sum Garden is a good start. I like Dim Sum Garden because they have a bunch of dumplings. Specifically, they have soup dumplings where there's broth inside the dumpling. And people eat them in different ways. Some people like to bite the top and then put like the chili oil and vinegar on the top and then eat it. Me, I like to poke little holes in the side in the spoon, slurp the broth out, then put the chili oil and then throw them back. But there's no right or wrong. It's whatever you want to do. Just be very careful if you just throw it right into your mouth without letting it cool down because it's hot like lava. Another good thing about Dim Sum Garden, too, is for the beginner, their menu has pictures of everything.
Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah, so like if you're not familiar with all the different types of dumplings like shumai or soup dumplings, turnip cakes, things like that, there's pictures next to every name. So it's good for beginners.
Nice. Where else should we go for dumplings?
Well, I don't know if it's a dumpling, but it's encased in carbs and there's a delicious filling. Crab ragoons, which are one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Do you like crab ragoons?
Yeah, because of the cheese inside.
Yeah. I know we had the bagel episode and we talked about schmears. So it's basically like cream cheese, crab, usually onions, maybe some soy sauce, different combinations in some sort of deep fried vessel. Sometimes it's like a triangle, sometimes it's like a flower, a fold. They come in all different shapes and sizes, but they're all delicious. But the best one in Chinatown that I found is Silly Chicken Rice. They make an amazing crab ragoon. And it's not silly with an S. Like, you're so silly. It's silly with a C-I-L-Y.
Gotcha.
Their crab ragoons are fantastic. And they make really good fried chicken and chicken in general with dipping sauces.
Another spot you have on the list is Ocean Harbor, and you say we should go there for brunch?
Yes. So you go there for brunch. It's not your traditional pancakes and eggs. It's just imagine a giant room filled with like Asian aunties pushing these carts. And there's these metal steam carts with all different types of dumplings, congee, like a rice porridge, fried foods. And they come around your table and you pick what you want. And they pull it out of the giant aluminum cart and they put the little dumplings on your table. And it's endless. Like you pay as you go a la carte, but the carts are never ending. They go around in circles and you just pick what you want. So you can get a variety of anything.
Okay, what are some of your favorite dumplings to get?
Ooh, pork and shrimp shumai is my favorite dumpling. And I like to make a concoction of soy sauce, red vinegar, and chili oil on my plate, and I make it like a dumpling dipping sauce. That's my go-to.
I love that. A few months back, we talked about your favorite soup spots. So where else would you recommend we get soup in Chinatown?
The best ramen that I've had in the entire city happens to be in Chinatown, and that's at Terakawa Ramen. It's my favorite ramen spot. and I get the tan tan, which is like this spicy pork noodle dish, which is really good. But to be honest, you can't go wrong with any of the stuff there. And another spot that I love is Nanzhao, which is known for their hand drawn noodles. So like they pull these noodles. They also do hand cut noodles, but they take a knife and they just like slice it real fast into the broth, and it's got a really good flavor. They have some really interesting foods there too. Like you can get some crazy stuff like you can get jellyfish, which isn't
Mm.
my thing, but
Yeah.
some people like it. And same with pig's ear. And it's not like the pig's ear you think like a whole ear. They take the ear and they slice it real thin, so it kind of looks like beef jerky.
Interesting. What do you order at Nanzao?
Nanzhao, I do the either the hand pulled noodles soup, or I'll do the shaved noodles. It's one of the two. That's why you go there. You go there for the soups.
Yeah. I love going to Chinatown and seeing all the places that actually serve duck. I've actually never had duck though.
Oh, okay.
What's it taste like?
Well, I love that you see the windows with it because I call that window shopping. Like some people window shop for like clothes. I'm like, oh, which one of these ducks looks crispy? Or I'm looking at the pork. But if you've never had duck before, I would say, do you like chicken?
I love chicken.
Do you like dark meat?
Love dark meat.
Me too. So it's like dark meat. Just imagine the whole duck is dark meat. So it's fattier. It's not so much white meat, but it's very tender, juicy. And the difference with the Peking duck is the skin is super crunchy. And the way they do that is they would blow into the duck's carcass, so the skin
Wow.
would separate from the meat. So when it cooks, there's like space in between, so we get that crispiness. And there's this whole basting process and roasting process. So the really important thing is you get that really crispy skin, kind of like a Thanksgiving Day turkey, but it just tastes better.
Okay. So where can we get some duck?
So the OG spot, like where I go, is Sankey Peking Duck House, and they have a location in Chinatown, and they also have like a sister location inside the Reading Terminal, which is basically Chinatown too.
What do you order at Sankey?
It depends how many people I'm with. So I was recently there for Lunar New Year. So happy Lunar New Year's.
Happy New Year.
Um, thank you. And we ordered two ducks. So with the duck, you get like a hoisin sauce, shaved green onions, and then your choice of you can either get like a crepe or it looks like a tortilla, or you can get the bao buns. So if you like the fluffier things, you can order the bao buns and it looks like a little taco, or you can get the crepes, which look like a tortilla and you kind of roll it up like a little burrito. So whatever your preference is. Some other places you can get duck are M Key, Lao Key, and Thai Lake. They all have good duck in Chinatown.
More Chinatown restaurant recommendations after the break. This is CityCast Philly. Let's keep these recommendations going. Dave, I love seafood from shrimp and crab to calamari and mussels. Where would you take me if I'm looking for seafood in Chinatown?
Oh, I got two spots for you. So my new favorite is Ken's Seafood. They have the tanks in front of the restaurant. So if you order just a eel or shrimp, you're gonna see the guy go into the restaurant up to the front with a net and grab what you ordered to bring it back to the kitchen. Like, and it's dripping.
Okay, wow.
And I love Ken's too because my late night spot used to be David's Melewa,
Oh, me
which is
too.
a
That was the spot.
right. You end your night at like a concert or a club. You end up there. You're drunk. You're just ordering a bunch of Chinese food. But since the pandemic, they haven't reopened for dine in. You can do takeout, but you can't dine in. So
That was the whole experience, though. You
yeah,
would see friends from like high school, like, hey, what's going on?
yeah.
There's like 8 people at a table. Yeah.
That, and then later you would go, you would see a bunch of chefs come in from all the restaurants because the service is closing down. But unfortunately, they never reopened for dine in. And I found Ken's. Shout out to Hector from Water Ice. He put me onto it. And the food's amazing, great seafood, and it's open late. So that's my new spot.
Nice. Now, you mentioned Thai Lake for a spot to get duck, but you say I could get seafood there too?
Yeah, so it's a seafood restaurant, a Chinese seafood restaurant first. that happens to have really good Peking duck. That's how I would explain it.
Mm. Okay, Dave, you love spicy food, right?
Yeah, I love spicy food.
Okay, so for anyone listening who also likes spicy foods, where should they go in Chinatown?
I would say Emi. They probably have the hottest menu items in the city. They do Szechuan. Like if you're a fan of the Han Dynasty and you're looking for somewhere like Han Dynasty but in Chinatown, I would say Emi. They have like Szechuan spices in a lot of their cuisine. But my go-to dish there is the spicy cumin lamb Szechuan style. So it comes out
Lamb.
in this wok with a fire underneath, and it has the lamb and different vegetables and the spices. Like you get the tingle on the side of your tongues from the
Oh,
Szechuan peppercorns. It's really good.
okay.
You're gonna need a whole gallon of water with that dish, though. It's
Yeah,
spicy.
I feel like I would have to get I have milk on the side for me. I also like sweet stuff after like salty meals. I don't know. That's just what I do. Um, who has some of the best sweet options for me?
Ooh, sweet options. Boba tea is very popular in Chinatown. There's at least one shop on every block. My go-to is Tiger Sugar. They have like chocolate flavors and they have the little bobas in it. They're running specials. Like the last time I was there, they were running like a Hello Kitty special, and it was a strawberry boba tea, and it was phenomenal. It was like drinking one of those summertime ice cream bars. You ever have like the strawberry shortcake bars?
Larry, that's my favorite.
They're so good.
Yeah.
So they had a boba tea, and you get those little bobas with a nice like kind of like chewing on like a gummy bear. They're like tapioca balls that have this nice chew, and they give you these fat straws so the balls can actually go through it.
Yeah.
Other dessert places that are notable, I like Prince's Tea House, where you can sit down, get some tea, and you can get like a bunch of desserts. Like they have the cakes, like what are they called? Like the Millie cakes, where there's like a bunch of layers. And then there's another place in Chinatown called A la Mousse, which is really cool because they do these pastries. So they'll look like an apple, a pear, or an orange. And then you cut into them and they're cake. Uh,
I love seeing those on social media where you're like, is it cake? Is it not cake? Is it cake? Is it not cake? Yeah.
yeah, and they do cute things. Like they have this little sleepy bear. It looks like a bear, and it's a little cake. And the way they do like the hair on the bear, it's all the frosting. So they look beautiful and they taste beautiful.
Okay. All right. As we wrap up this food tour, let's talk about bars. Where are you taking me?
Oh, we're going to Barley first. It is the only sports bar in Chinatown. Has huge TVs, a huge tap list, and they have great happy hour and specials. You get like meat on a stick, noodles, chicken wings. They have really good cocktails, and it's the sports bar that I go to when I want to watch the game in Chinatown.
Nice.
And another go-to bar that I frequent in Chinatown is Yakitori Boy. We're gonna sing some karaoke songs. We're gonna drink some beers, throw back some sake shots. Yakitori Boy is really unique because downstairs is the sushi restaurant, upstairs the karaoke lounge, and they have a general area where you can kind of show off and mingle with other people. And they also have a private room so you and your friends, just say you don't want to mingle with anyone else and you just want to have your core group, you can rent out rooms that hold like 6 people up to I think like 25 people. But if you kind of want to show off or you just don't care, the main areas that go to. Do you have a go to karaoke song?
Go to karaoke song. Ooh,
Yeah.
it would probably be a ballad or like a Whitney Houston or a
Okay.
Beyonce where you could really just get the crowd into it too. Like everyone knows the song. I also
Yeah.
do love like those classic like dive bar rock songs.
Like Journey.
Yeah, like where everyone knows it. It's like you have to sing along. Like,
Yeah.
it gets the
I
crowd
feel like
going.
Journey, you got Queen, like those are the
Yeah,
like
yeah.
rock bands that
Yep.
everyone knows the words.
Yep, exactly.
Good choices. I'm always impressed when people pick like Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston and they execute on it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
damn,
Right,
they got some
right.
pipes.
I do not. So, but I do love karaoke. So, like, where else can we go to sing karaoke down in Chinatown?
So another karaoke place is Tango. They have a karaoke and they do club nights and stuff like that. That's a really cool venue. But I guess the most popular, dare I say infamous bar in Chinatown is Hop Sing Laundromat. Now, are you
Okay.
familiar with Hop
No, I've
Sing?
never heard this one.
So Hop Sing, if you blink, you'll miss it because there's no signs. It's a speakeasy in Chinatown. The owner has very strict rules. It's privately owned, so he's not afraid to turn business away. And some of the rules are you can't be wearing flip flops or sneakers. You need to have shoes. I would highly recommend not being super intoxicated in line because you won't get in. Cash only. When you enter, there's a gate and there's a doorman. Treat the doorman with respect.
Mm-hmm.
Always treat that doorman. Well, treat everybody with respect,
Yeah.
but treat him with respect. You'll thank me later.
Hello, how are you? Good evening.
Yeah. And then be very polite. They're going to ask you for your license. They're going to take your license. They're going to go inside with it. What they do is they're going to check to see if you're on the banned list.
Ooh.
The bar has a banned list of thousands of people
Wow.
for different reasons. Like just say you didn't tip, or you were aggressive with the staff, or you were asked to leave, you didn't follow a rule or something like that. They'll put you on the ban list and they won't let you back in. There's no phone use inside, so no taking pictures, no texting. If you need to take a call or anything, you go out to the lobby. But it's a very romantic place. It's dimly lit. They have fresh cut flowers. It's very cool. They're always playing like Motown, like real chill music, and the cocktails are phenomenal. You're going to be spending like around, I would say, give or take $20 a cocktail, but they're doing stuff with like egg whites. You can get a really good Ramos gin fizz there. I wouldn't recommend ordering that if they're busy, but they make a really good Ramos gin fizz.
Awesome. All right, that's Dave Wes, CityCast Philly food contributor. Dave, thank you so much for all of these recommendations and for joining me on CityCast Philly.
No problem. Thank you for always having me on. Happy eating, everybody.
We'll have a list of the restaurants, cafes, and bars mentioned in this episode in our show notes. That's all for today here on CityCast Philly. If you enjoyed this food tour through Chinatown, tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to sign up for our morning newsletter, Hey Philly, to learn more about what else Philly's talking about. We'll be back tomorrow morning with the Friday News Roundup. Bye.